Section 8.4, multiply and divide rational expressions. In this section, you guys will multiply and divide rational expressions, standard 7.0, and as you guys can see, there's going to be 6 questions on the CST. Let's go and start with example number 1. On example number 1, we have a multiplication, and we have 2 fractions that are multiplying. The first thing is that we need to be able to factor the top. There's no number that divides 1 and 4. None of them have an x. So we're just going to factor. This is actually the difference of 2 squares. Factors of x squared are x and x. Factors of -4 are -2 and +2. Denominator, we just have x plus 3. Nothing we can do with the denominator. We cannot factor a common term here. So we're just going to factor double parentheses. Factors of x squared are x and x. Factors of 3 are 3 and 1, and both of them should be positive. Remember that at this point, you should be checking to make sure that your factorization is correct. We can just multiply. That gives me 3x. 1x gives me 4x, which is correct. On the denominator, it gets a little tricky. If you notice, there is a negative x. This one should be written first. So because it's a negative, you want to be able to factor out a -1. Open your parentheses. What do I need to multiply -1 to get -x? X. What do I need to multiply -1 to get +4? That will be -4. And I was double check to make sure that you multiply correctly. Now, since it's multiplying, we can just cancel the factors. These two cancel, and basically that's it. So end result will be x minus 2, x plus 2 on top, and x plus 1. On the denominator, we have a -1, x minus 4. And that'll be our final answer. There are times that you guys will be seeing this negative on the front instead of down here. Example B. On example B, it's multiplying. So we need to be able to factor the top, factor the bottom, factor the top, factor the bottom. Nothing that I can factor out in here. So I'm just going to do my double parenthesis. Factors of 5x squared are 5x and x. Factors of 12, this is +12, so we know that, and since this is a negative, we know that both of them have to be negative. So I'm going to place my 4 here and my 3 here. At this point, you can just make your happy face to see if you can factor correctly. So it gives me -20x minus 3x. It's -23. Or you can just multiply all together, like we've done before. This is the difference of 2 squares, so that's x and x, -4, +4 times. So what's the common factor between 3 and 12? Is 3, but because this is negative, as on example number 1, we need to take out a -3. Open your parentheses. What do I need to multiply -3 to get -3x? X. What do I need to multiply -3 to get -12? +4. Denominator. Notice that this should be written first, but because it's negative, we want to be able to factor a -1. Open your parentheses. What do I need to multiply -1 to get -5x? 5x. What do I need to multiply -1 to get +3? -3. Always double check your factorization by just multiplying. -1 times x, 5x is -5x. -1 times -3 is +3. From here, we can just say, okay, these two cancel, those two factors. 5x minus 3 cancels. Great, and the last one's cancel. So we just have -3 divided by -1. So your answer is +3. And that is your final answer. Notice that there are times that everything cancels, and there's times that you factor everything out, but only one of the items is canceling, which is fine.